Hi everybody, welcome to video number 5 of our confirmation course. We're going to be thinking about the Holy Spirit. Now, you remember how when we looked at the Creed, the Apostles' Creed, the summary of our Christian faith, it's in 3 parts. I believe in God the Father, I believe in Jesus Christ, his Son, I believe in the Holy Spirit. And we've looked at the first 2 of those a wee bit. Now, the Creed doesn't say very much about the Holy Spirit. In fact, it really just says, I believe in the Holy Spirit. So that doesn't get us very far, apart from the fact that by being put with the Father and the Son, we know that the Holy Spirit is God, that this is a Trinity, this is 3 persons, one God. But what does the Holy Spirit do, and who is this Holy Spirit? Well, the Catechism, remember that load of questions and answers that people used to learn years ago for confirmation? It says that I believe that the Holy Spirit sanctifieth me and all the elect people of God. Remember, it gives these 3 great actions. God the Father who created me and all the world. God the Son who redeemed me and all mankind. God the Holy Spirit who sanctifies me and all the elect people of God. That means the chosen people of God. That means the church. It means the people who believe and trust in Jesus. So what does that mean? He sanctifies. Sounds a strange word. It's not one that we use in everyday talk. Well, it means that the Holy Spirit changes us to become more like Jesus. Sanctified means being made holy or being made more like God. So the Holy Spirit is God coming to live inside someone who believes and trusts in Jesus to change them from the inside out. Being a Christian is not just about following some rules. It's not just about trying to get to God. It's about God coming to live in us. So God the Father made the world. God the Son came down and lived in the world. God the Holy Spirit takes up residence in our hearts and in our lives when we follow Jesus. How does the Holy Spirit work and do this? Well, in the Bible, there's lots of images used to picture the Holy Spirit. At the very beginning of the Bible, in the book of Genesis, at the time of creation, it says that the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. And the word for spirit is the same as the word for breath, and it's the same as the word for wind. So the Holy Spirit is God breathing out, is God blowing on the waters of creation. But also that picture of the Spirit hovering over the waters, almost like a bird. That's why the Holy Spirit is sometimes pictured as a dove. And you might remember that when Jesus was baptized in the River Jordan, the Holy Spirit came down upon him like a dove. So it's a living image, it's a peaceful image. But then also, because the Holy Spirit is like a wind, that's a powerful image. Think of how wind can generate electricity or blow a sailing ship along. The Holy Spirit gives power. He moves people. After Jesus was baptized, it says that the Holy Spirit sent him out into the wilderness to do battle against the devil and withstand his temptations. So there's an image of power there. Also, the Holy Spirit is sometimes pictured as being like water. It talks about being baptized in the Holy Spirit or being given the Holy Spirit to drink. And Jesus said, whoever believes in me, it'll be like a spring of living water welling up from inside them, like a fountain. So this is a picture of being made clean and of being given life. 2 more things that the Holy Spirit does in us. And then one final picture, which is a little bit different, very different to the picture of water, is the picture of fire. When the apostles, the early Christians, after Jesus had risen from the dead and then gone back to heaven, And when the Holy Spirit came upon those early Christian disciples, people saw like fire above them. It says they were like tongues of flame that came to rest on each of them. And I don't really know what that looked like, but again, it's a picture of power. Fire is something that cleanses, it burns away rubbish, and it gives warmth and heat and light. So the Holy Spirit helps us to have understanding. He helps us to have power to change. He gives us courage, and he transforms us from the inside out. To put it simply, the Holy Spirit makes Jesus present and makes Jesus real and makes us closer to Jesus and makes us more like Jesus. So it's a wonderful thing, actually, that we're not just following someone who lived long, long ago and trying to copy them, but we are having a relationship with someone who lives in us right now. Two final things I want to mention about the Holy Spirit. The first one is called the fruit of the Spirit. And you might know this, you might even remember a song about it that you may have done at Sunday school. The fruit of the Spirit, described in the book of Galatians in the New Testament, is the way in which, when the Holy Spirit is at work within us, he produces different qualities: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. The Holy Spirit changes us and gives us these characteristics to make us more like Jesus. And it's called the fruit of the Spirit because those qualities grow in us. We don't attach them onto our lives like decorations on a Christmas tree. We grow them in our lives like fruit on an apple tree or a grapevine. And then the other thing I want to mention is the gifts of the Spirit. The Holy Spirit not only gives us these characteristics like love, joy, peace, but he also equips us with abilities to serve him. So in the New Testament, there are various lists of gifts that the Spirit gives. Some of these may be supernatural, they may be miraculous, like times when people are given gifts to heal others or to hear messages from God. More often, the gifts are more normal things, like being able to teach, being able to show hospitality, having a gift of leadership, or having a gift of generosity. The gifts of the Holy Spirit. Every Christian has at least one gift, and perhaps you have several gifts, ways in which God has equipped you to serve his family, the church. We're going to think more next time about church, what it is, how it's more than just a building, how it's a community and a family of the people who belong to Jesus and are filled with the Holy Spirit. Keep going, please, with learning the Apostles' Creed. Hopefully you've got it pretty good now. And don't forget also to be learning the 10 Commandments. And in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to start looking at those and thinking about them. God bless. See you very soon.